We regularly perform an act of immense trust, standing on a dark street corner, opening an app, and getting into a stranger's car. At 2 a.m. on March 29, 2019, the bars were closing in the Five Points Entertainment District of Columbia, South Carolina. Amid the crowds of college students heading home, a predator was slowly circling the block. 21-year-old Samantha Josephson was waiting on the curb. She was a senior at the University of South Carolina, celebrating a full scholarship to attend Drexel University's Thomas R. Klein School of Law in the upcoming fall semester. Samantha had ordered an Uber. At 2:09 a.m., a black Chevrolet Impala pulled alongside her. Believing it was her designated ride, she opened the rear passenger door and climbed inside. The driver, Nathaniel Rowland, had engaged the vehicle's child safety locks. Once the heavy car door clicked shut, the interior handles were disabled. The passenger compartment was now a locked cage. The gig economy relies on a frictionless exchange of digital verification. Rowland exploited that routine, using the familiar safety protocols of a rideshare app to trap a victim who believed she was making the responsible choice to get home safely. By morning, Samantha's roommates realized she had never returned to their apartment. When they tried to track her phone, they found the GPS signal had cut out shortly after she left the bar. Investigators reviewed security cameras from the Five Points district and identified the black Impala. The Columbia Police Department immediately issued a BOLO, a be on the lookout alert, to find the vehicle. 14 hours later, two men hunting turkeys in a remote field in New Zion, South Carolina, 65 miles away from the city, discovered a body. The medical examiner documented roughly 120 separate stab wounds. The assault caused near-total exsanguination, a medical term for fatal blood loss. Out of the roughly 4 liters of blood in a typical human body, Samantha had only 20 milliliters remaining. At 2:30 a.m. the following night, a patrol officer circulating the Five Points area spotted a black Chevrolet Impala. It matched the surveillance footage, and the officer initiated a traffic stop. The driver, Nathaniel Rowland, was asked to step out of the vehicle. Instead of complying, he bolted, initiating a foot pursuit through the residential streets before officers finally tackled him to the ground. His decision to run established the probable cause to search the car. The biological evidence found inside shifted the police response from a search for a missing student to a homicide investigation. The interior of the Impala was a primary crime scene. Investigators recovered massive amounts of blood soaking the rear passenger seats, alongside liquid bleach and germicidal wipes the driver had used to try and sanitize the cabin. On the glass of the rear driver's side window, investigators found a bare footprint. Latent print analysis matched the friction ridges to Samantha, recording a physical attempt to kick her way out of the vehicle. Cell tower pings from the night of the abduction map Rowland's phone and Samantha's phone traveling in perfect synchronization along a 65-mile route from Columbia directly to the disposal site in New Zion. This 3D wireframe shows a multi-purpose tool recovered from a trash can. Its dual blades exactly matched the paired puncture patterns observed at autopsy. Swabs revealed a genetic divide. Samantha's blood covered the blades, while Rowland's DNA was embedded in the handle. In her struggle to survive, Samantha left a forensic roadmap, from the footprint on the glass to the DNA on the weapon, creating a web of physical evidence that Rowland could not erase. The trial of Nathaniel Rowland commenced in July 2021. Presented with a staggering volume of physical and digital proof, the jury deliberated for just over an hour before returning a guilty verdict on all counts. Presiding Judge Clifton Newman described the defendant as heartless, stating that leniency was simply not in his DNA. He sentenced Rowland to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The tragedy prompted structural changes across the gig economy. Uber introduced an opt-in 4-digit PIN verification system, requiring the driver to enter a specific code provided by the rider before a trip can officially begin. State legislatures mobilized in response. New Jersey passed SAMI's law, mandating that rideshare vehicles display illuminated placards and scannable QR codes to verify the driver's identity. That state-level momentum reached the national stage. In January 2023, President Joe Biden signed the federal version of SAMI's law, implementing nationwide requirements for standardized safety signage and criminal penalties for rideshare impersonators. To ensure the public uses these new tools, Samantha's family established the What's My Name Foundation, turning their grief into an educational campaign aimed at college students. A multi-billion-dollar industry was forced to install physical and digital barriers to protect its users. Samantha Josephson's death left behind a legacy defined by 3 words that now serve as a universal safety check. What's my name?